So let's imagine a scenario where a user comes to our application for the first time. They aren't logged in, and so we end up loading the unauthenticated app code, and then the user fills in the login form, and when they hit submit, then we load the authenticated app form. This is going to take a little bit of time, which might make it longer for the user to see their logged in state. What if instead we lazy load the authenticated app while the user's filling in the form? So we load that code as soon as possible without actually slowing down the initial render of our app. So let's take a look at the problem here first, and then we'll take a look at the solution. So if I clear all of this out, let's do an empty cache and hard reload just to make sure that's all cleared out. We'll get rid of this, clean all that up, and we'll clear this out. Then I'll go login. And now I'm going to throttle me down to slow 3G. We'll click login here. And now we're getting the code for the authenticated app, and that's going to take a little bit of time. And then once that code is loaded, we can start getting all of the data and assets that the user needs. I think it would be better if we could load this code earlier on and squeeze that over to the left. So let's try all of this again after we implement this optimization. Now this optimization is actually built into the browser. You can communicate to the browser that you want to load assets early because you expect to use those soon. But because Webpack is managing our bundles and chunking our JavaScript modules for us, we have to communicate to Webpack that this is something we want to do for a specific module. And so Webpack has a special API called Magic Comments that you can put inside of import statements like this one. So here we'll add a comment, and it will be Webpack prefetch true. And now with that in place, we can come over to our application. Let's turn online back on so we don't have to wait so long. Let's do an empty cache and hard reload here. And look, there it is right there. There's our chunk that we're supposed to lazily load, which is our application. If we go over to our elements, we'll see that in the head, we have this prefetch script right here. This is something that Webpack is adding for us automatically because we have that special comment. So what this means is now I can come to my network tab. We'll clear all this out. We'll go login, ABC, 123, click login, and you'll notice that it does request that for chunk, but it's actually cached for us, so that loading happens really quickly because that exists in the prefetch cache right here. And so all of the requests for the assets and data can happen much sooner. So all that we needed to do was to leverage the built-in capabilities of the browser by communicating to Webpack that we want to enable that optimization for this specific module. Now you wouldn't want to do this for every single dynamic import that you have, just the ones where you're pretty confident that the user is going to need this code soon, which is definitely the case for our authenticated app because we don't expect users to come to our application without anticipating that they're actually going to log in. And there are various other comments like this one that you can use with Webpack to further optimize the way that your modules are going to be loaded over the course of your users using your app.